Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I have here all the different decks. This is an introduction to the readings. I'm using 4 different decks, and so I'm here to tell you that I'll be doing the mixing off camera for 3 of the decks, laying the spread as you see, and then when I'm with you, I will mix the Vera Sibilla cards and clarify with you. And then I'll be using my runes, and this month I'll be using tiger eyes runes because the contrast is a little easier to see. And of course, as I say that, you cannot see that. Okay. Now, the decks I'll be using is my picture postcards. For a few, I'll take a few of those. Then I'll be using the Happy Tarot, which is a delightful deck. The Happy Tarot. And then I'll be using the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. Take 1 card from there. And of course, then Vera Sibilla. This time I'll be using the Vera Sibilla that is a very rare deck, very rare. And I use it sparingly because I can't find a replacement. All right, so on to our readings. Thank you, old and new subscribers. Thank you for your support. Bye-bye. Libra, I have your spread right out here. Let's start by showing you the cards. This is a painting by Vincent van Gogh called Irises. And iris is the Greek word for rainbow. It's a flower from the Greek goddess Iris, who was a messenger, in fact, on Mount Olympus. And she would take messages from the eye of heaven to the earth by the arc of the rainbow. The idea here is that each of us carries a piece of heaven in us. It's a symbol of an idea, of a message. And it also symbolizes royalty and divine protection. Then we have the Moon card. This is the Happy Tarot. The 8 of Swords. The Radha suit for Agave. It's 4. Agave, New Orleans Voodoo Tarot, and then we have Bottoms Up. Now, you're looking in, you come into the month asking yourself, where can I find information for myself? Do I know who my guides are? Can I connect with my guides? And this is just an aside. Those of you who are interested in having a spirit guide scan, a spirit guide reading, and getting in touch with your spirit guides, who they are, how they work, how they impulse, contact me from my website. And you're trying to find out information, divine messages. You're looking for messages, and you're looking for them hopefully in the right places and through the right channels. And this is the question you have in the beginning of the month. Where are my messages? Where could I find divine messages? And the action that you take here is an action of, you say, wait and see. I'm looking, I can't see. There's a bit of a cloud there. You feel like you're reaching out and it's impossible to grasp. And we know that the moon is a Pisces card, so we're talking February 21st, March 20th. This is going to take you the entire period, this quest. It's going to be a quest, looking for divine messages. Go look for divine messages, the cards are telling you. Now, your environment, your context that you have, the context that you operate in, that you live in the month of July, is a context that doesn't suit this purpose, Libra. There's something about the context, and the context, when I talk about context, it also means your mental attitude. It also means your frame of mind, and that needs to be taken into consideration. Now, the emotional, how you feel, your emotional side during the month of July is many of you would like to take a trip, many of you would like to move, many of you would like to go, not necessarily alone, you may want to go with friends, but it isn't going to help. This is not an answer to your quest. The cards are telling you, go look for divine messages, yes, but not necessarily. This is something you need to do on your own. This is something, it's a sort, I can use the phrase, the common phrase, soul searching, if you wish, but you're searching not for your soul, but messages to aid your guide, to help guide you. Now, the change that is undertaken, that is enacted in the month of July, is a change where I have to say that most of you Librans have the tendency of wanting to just give up, not heeding the call, not understanding, not wanting to do the work because it's a matter of doing spiritual work, and you're just going to give up. But the change comes about when you are just about, about face turning and giving up, that the divine messages come. I'm going to take the VERA SIBILLA cards and start looking at these individually. Let's start first with the card of the irises. Quite a pair here, quite a trio. We've got the artista, the artist, thinker, thoughts as well, death, morte, and then we have donna maritata, the married woman, the protector. For many of you, this has to do with a family member who will be passing. I see a female, all right? For many of you, it talks about rejuvenation, renovation, rebirth through a female family member. I'm seeing it as a mother needing to get in contact with a mother or a figure that has served as a mother figure in order for you to find where those divine messages can come from. They will give you clues, signals. There is a lot of thought. You're going to be very pensive. You're going to be meditative and try to not contact people that you would not necessarily contact for guidance in this sense, in the spiritual sense. These cards are telling you that the answer lies with a female. So take a look at this moon. Oh God. Oh goodness. Oh well. What can I do? I'll clean up later. I have love here. I have l'amore, militare, military, and falsità, falsehood, lies. Now, these talk about the importance of having to bring everything to the fore, talking, speaking, communicating. Spirituality is love. Love is the spirit. Love is the divine. And that is the key to finding divine messages. You need to communicate directly. You need to go to the horse's mouth. You need to go directly to the persons that will hold the key for you and communicate in a manner that you perhaps have difficulty in doing. This is a test. This is putting you to the test. This is telling you that through trials of these types is where you are able to find what you're looking for. This is quite interesting. Now the context here, your environment, what your mental framework is like during the month of July, this 8 of Swords. We've got here allegria, happiness, riunione, the meeting, and la matrice. The female lover could be a male. Here I'm seeing that there is an offer to meet. It could be the female figure. You do not want to do that. The cards are saying if you do, that is what where salvation comes. This is where enlightenment comes. These are where the greatest messages come. There will be a meeting, whether you are prepared or not. Of course, there's free will. So you can, until your last dying breath, you can say, no, I don't want to see that person anymore. The cards are suggesting what they do is put different scenarios before you and tell you, look, if you do this, this could happen. And of course, then you can decide on your own whether you want to entertain that idea or not. I'm going to take a look now at Agve for Radha card. Okay, we had the Donna Maritata, the protector, the female protector. Now we have the male protector, Gran Signore, and dispiacere. This is sadness and jealousy, and the jealousy does talk about a crisis of some sort. It's not necessarily jealousy. What I'm seeing here is we say in Italian, there's not good blood between us when two people either do not communicate or do not see eye to eye or have a past that is a negative past. What I'm seeing here is there is this blood that doesn't run well for you between you and the female figure who may, like I said, could be a mother. And there is also a male here involved, and the key to embracing this meeting, embracing this other person, is through a male. Okay, get to the female through a male. Use that male to give you the key. Could be the woman's brother, could be the woman's husband, could be the woman's companion, could be any male linked to her. The cards are telling me specific things that may be interpreted differently. I'm going to see what the bottoms up card holds here by way of further explanation. I have here the Mercante, the merchant, Casa, the house, and Ladro, the thief, which speaks to negative change. I'm seeing here a matter of work that either you had and are losing, or you had and there is the threat of losing. And it also smacks of you having to go back to a home that you don't want to. But there's another side to this story as well. I see that there could be the possibility of a family business. And this too is at the basis of looking for those divine messages. Okay, you may even want to use that idea in your head, in your mental perspective, to guide you, thinking it would be good for my spirit, good for my soul to go and talk to this woman, because I will learn, I will get information that I need. But here then is another situation that arises. I see here the possibility of a family business beginning, but that you may not look kindly to at all. Let's see about the runes. Let's see what the runes have to add. Okay, now, in terms of the family business, I get here Algis Merkstave. And Algis Merkstave tells me that it's a risk. It's a risk, so you want to evaluate that quite well. Also, I have here, however, at the same time, with that Algis is not there, you would be taking a risk. I do have Iwats here, that is a protective room. So you have, for example, there is, move ahead at your own risk. It depends on what you put in, what you will get out. The runes are telling me. It could be a positive venture if you evaluate what you can put in and what you will eventually get out. I do have Fehu here, Bright Stave, the rune of abundance, which always augurs well in terms of money and finances and business. Once again, this is the rune need, and it's talking to me of the absolute importance of going to see this female figure, that it's vital, fundamental. Keenat's Merc Stave tells me you don't see it that way. You don't see that your way. You don't see it that way at all. Isa here tells me that you have your own set values. You are very, at times, very bullheaded in terms of this other person that you don't want to go see. But Thurisats comes down, Bright Stave, comes down like an axe and tells us, look, man, there's Gifu here. There's a give and take. You give, they take, they give, you take. That's the name of the game. You cannot expect everything to come your way without working halfway. There's the nameless, faceless rune here. And again, that really hard position that you have may hinder you from reaching those divine messages that you really do need to seek out, because it's a qualitative jump that is being announced for the period of Pisces further down the line. This is a road, this is a beginning of a spiritual quest that you're on, looking for messages. And Hagalas here is telling me that you cannot not undergo this. This is a rite of passage. You definitely need to go look for those divine messages through meeting with a woman. I do hope this was of help to you, ladies and gentlemen, Libra friends. Intense, starting with those irises. Thank you all my older subscribers for supporting me, and new subscribers, welcome, namaste, until we read together again. Bye-bye. Also, those of you who want a private reading, please go to my website, www.ChristelleMartinette.com, and you'll find under readings, there'll be a page there explaining everything, or just write to me, readings@ChristelleMartinette.com. Bye-bye.